त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Good evening, everyone. Hi everyone online. Welcome. So we've got quite a mixed bag for everyone tonight. We've got a couple of excerpts. Well, one is an excerpt, and one is the other half of something we listened to last week, which is a very interesting talk of Shri Mataji, the founder of Sahaja Yoga, and just keeping your attention in your meditative state, which if you're new, you'll come to know what that means in a minute. It just takes you into meditation, a very deep meditation. I don't know if you found that last week, Gulshan.
It did. The talk I found was particularly interesting, and I could actually hear it a few times more.
Yeah, I've already listened to it a couple of times.
Very complex, yeah, but nice to hear.
And just the idea of evolution and creation.
And why we are created, and what is the purpose for being born, and being so capable to do what. Yes.
And it's very exciting and comforting that we're actually on a journey and that we're being looked after on that journey. And it's not a chaos. Life is not a chaos.
Yeah. And there's a purpose and a plan.
There's a purpose and a plan, more importantly.
I guess that's what we have to find out. What is the purpose and what is the plan in store?
Exactly.
For us.
And it's not what we say. It's not even what Shri Mataji says. It's what we understand ourselves. So that's the interesting thing about Sahaja Yoga. So something about Sahaja Yoga in that all yogas have the same purpose. I think we talked about this a little bit last week as well, Gushan.
Yeah.
That yoga is, the definition of yoga is to take, for us to go to our destination. So the talk we were listening to was about how divine solidified and came into the gross, and we became human animals and evolved to humans. And now yoga is for us to make that return journey so that we become divine or go back to
our union with the special energy. And I guess we're time bound, so if I can just quickly introduce the lady in the picture you see. Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi started this meditation in 1970 to help mankind to find their purpose, to find their path, and to realize what it is, and also make it easy. Make it easy, because it used to be quite hard to get access to your awareness or a higher jump in the evolution.
Yeah, you had to cut yourself off from all worldly things and try to focus on yourself, which proves to be quite difficult. In fact, I don't think many people have achieved it.
And
in
now,
fact,
it's as easy as 10 minutes of our time, but then it does show the quality of the provider, which is Shri Mataji. She would have to be a very special personality, and she is, to enable us to get this special jump in the evolution effortlessly.
And she only, I mean, this is the only yoga where you can spontaneously make that jump. So the Sahaja is the spontaneously in the moment. So
that's right.
You don't have to take ages to do it
Yes.
for the first jump, but then you have to nurture it and maintain it. There's the maintenance and the...
Yes. Shall we get to it?
Yeah, so why don't I share with everyone the subtle system. So our system of yoga. Bear with me for a moment while I find the relevant spot. Here it is.
Yep.
Got it. So this is the subtle system. Gulshan.
Oh, yes. Okay, so that's really good. Everyone's got that on their screen, and I'll keep it quite brief and
everyone
precise.
here can see
that's
the same thing as here, live.
So as you can see, there's the triangle, which is within us all, the special bone called sacrum bone, and that houses the mothering energy within us, the Kundalini. Each one of us is born with this special nurturing, mothering energy that can only be awakened in Sahaja Yoga. And as she rises, she comes through the central path, the white channel, and she energizes all those energy centers within us. Each of those energy centers has a special quality about it. And you can see the qualities on your screen as well. The beauty with this is as the mothering energy rises, she nourishes the weak chakras within us. She also comes to the number 6 chakra and takes away those two big balloons, I could say, the yellow and the blue, which is about the past. The blue is about the past, and the yellow is about the future. And that's where we are stuck. Sometimes in our lives, either we worried about the past or we're fearful of the future. So once those two institutions calm down and the Kundalini rises through, that's where a connection is made. And that's where a jump into a higher being happens.
And that's the thoughtless awareness.
That's the thoughtless awareness. That's the meditation. Yes, that is being in meditation where you're aware of your surroundings, but you're not thinking. And it is rather spectacular and beautiful when you enter into it. Also, very briefly, you may notice the hands. Each finger is corresponds to a chakra within us. That's for a bit later, but for now, I guess shall we just go through it?
Yeah,
and feel
so
it.
That's a good idea that we just get straight to the feeling of it. So it's very simple for anyone doing it for the first time today, although everyone here has certainly done it before. But online, if you're for the first time, just follow what Gulshan you'll take us through, does with the hand gestures and simply your own desire asking for that awakening.
So we'll use our hands. The right hand, there it is. I will place it on the left side of our body. And also for the people joining us for the first time, if I can request you to take your shoes off, please. That's the only thing. You can sit wherever you're comfortable. It doesn't matter. Your favorite chair will do nicely. Just take your shoes off and just be comfortable and relaxed. And how strongly you feel this energy is entirely up to your desire.
I could put on the visual of the hands on the different places if you like.
All right.
So
if that's easy.
It's not that one, it's not that one, it's not that one, but it's this one.
Yes, the affirmations.
So that's what we're going to do.
Okay, so we'll follow the affirmations. You could close your eyes, and if you do find you're lost at some point, feel free to open your eyes and look at the affirmations, but I would request you to close your eyes because it just helps to bring the attention inwards. So close your eyes, place our right hand on the left heart. And now we're going to follow the affirmation, which is starting at where the leg meets the body on the left-hand side. If you have a look at the picture, it's on the left-hand side where your torso and your leg join. Place your right hand into the crease, nice and firm. And here we are going to ask our mothering energy within us, Mother Kundalini, to please give me the pure knowledge. This is the area of pure knowledge within us and also pure desire. So please express your pure desire to request the mothering energy to please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Eyes are nicely closed, not tight shut, but just gently closed. Attention is inside. And we slowly bring a hand up to under the heart area on the left-hand side. And this is the area of self-mastery within us. Here we are going to affirm a few times, Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own master. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own teacher. You can also address these queries to Shri Mataji because it is through her enormous grace to humanity that she allows us to receive this so quickly and effortlessly. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own teacher. Shri Mataji, by your grace, I am my own master. Bring our right hand onto the heart on the left-hand side, right hand on the left side of your heart. So this is where we find out a purpose for being born, a purpose for being so evolved, and yet we still need to just make another jump. Here we affirm a few times, Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the Spirit. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the Spirit. Shri Mataji, by your grace, I am the Spirit. So we're not this body, our mind, our fears, our thoughts, our worries. We are the Spirit. So you let all of that rubbish that we fear and worry about, just let it away, let it flow away. And we affirm, I am the Spirit. I am the Spirit. And the Spirit is a beautiful, quiet, constant source of joy within us. And when you do feel it, you'll know it. Now let's place our right hand on the neck, on the left-hand side of your neck. And as you do that, just move your head towards your right side. And here we say a few times, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. Now we place our right hand on the forehead. And as you do that, just lower your head into your hand, and you could nicely just let it cradle. Apply a little bit of pressure with your fingertips and the palm of your hand onto the sides of your forehead. And here we are going to ask for forgiveness, the strength to be able to be a forgiving person. So we say, without thinking of a particular person or a circumstance, we just say, I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone. We don't forget. It is not about forgetting the harm that's been caused to you. It is just about forgiving in general. And it does, the moment we say that, it takes us out of the radius of the harm that we cause to ourselves. So it's good to step away from that harm and the unpleasantness by letting go. So we say a few times, I forgive. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone. And now please place your right hand at the back of your head. Tip your head up towards the sky. Mother Kundalini, for all the mistakes that I have made, knowingly or unknowingly, towards my spirit, my innocence, and my ascent, please forgive me, and I forgive myself. And for the last and most important, let's stretch our right hand and place the palm of your right hand on the top of your head, the fontanelle area. This is the soft part that the children have when they're born. Nice pressure, nice contact. And as you do that, just lower your head a bit forward. And here we are going to rotate the scalp with our hand in a clockwise direction. And the movement is starting from your left, forward to your right and back. Left, forward, right and back. Nice and slow, nice and firm. This is where we receive our union. So with all our heart, please request, Mother Kundalini, please rise and please give me my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please rise and please give me my self-realization. Shri Mataji, please give me my self-realization. Please give me my self-realization. Keeping your attention where your hand is right now. Watch that space and you can bring your right hand back onto your lap. And just very slowly open your eyes and just see how you feel on the palms of your hands and on top of your head. What we're looking for is for a very gentle, cool breeze, not cold, cool breeze. Some of us may also feel a little bit of heat or tingling sensation, and that's okay too. It's just clearing for now. So before we go any further, I might just get us all to do a little exercise. Let's place our right hand on the head, the fontanelle bone area, and now just lift it up a couple of inches up high. And we are looking on our palm of the hand to see what you can feel. Some of us may feel very delicate, gentle, cool breeze. And if you do feel a little bit of heat, that's okay too. It's just clearing. Let's also try that with the left hand, because sometimes one side is clearer than the other. So let's do that with the left hand as well. Bring your hand down. So for those of us that felt cool, that is very nice. When the Kundalini rises through here and the ego and the superego subside, the Kundalini comes through to the top of your head, and you feel that's Kundalini saying to you, yes, I've got you. And for those of us feeling a little bit of tingly sensation on our fingertips, that's okay. It's just clearing out the debris. So it's that easy.
It is. And we can stay in that sort of feeling, try to maintain that feeling. And we've got an excerpt from 3 days of lectures that Shri Mataji gave back in the 80s. And she had talked about the 2 chakras on the day before, the Vishuddhi chakra and the Agya chakra. And today she's talking about the Sahasrara chakra. So keeping that meditative state, it's nice to hear a little bit more about that chakra, which has not generally been so much known. But let's continue our meditation with this talk, which is very nice. Just make it big for everyone here.
The other day, I told you about the center of Christ. and the center of Sri Krishna and their relationship with each other. Now the last and the most important one within us is the center of Sahasrara, is the limbic area. When you enter into it, you become thoughtlessly aware. This is the area to be entered through the Kundalini, through the center of Christ, through the gate of Christ, and that's why it is written that you have to enter through Him. But not by somebody else saying, I am the Christ, or he's saying, I profess Christ, or Christ. This is not the way. Christ is within us, and when the Kundalini rises, if it stops at this center, you have to take His name. Not the people who are not realized, but realized people have to chant His name. Then only the Kundalini pierces through that center of Christ. That's the door, that's the gate He's talked about. And then you enter into the kingdom of God. Thou shalt inherit the kingdom of God. Inherit. That's your Father's kingdom, and that you have to inherit. But now the most important is the last center of Sahasrara, where you have all the 7 centers placed, one after another. These centers are really the seats of all the deities we have talked about. The seats are in the brain, their aura is around the heart, but they are actually sleeping in the sthanas, as they call the places of centers. So it is in 3 ways you can understand. One, in the brain there are 7 centers of the seats, and their auras are falling on the heart. Their places are in the center. At the first stage of the awakening of the Kundalini, only these deities get awakened. That means when you chant any word or you call them by name, they react. In the sense they open the chakras. You can feel it, you can see it clearly with your own eyes, the Kundalini rising through that. Then later on, when you grow more and more, these deities leave their places and occupy their seats. And even the spirit which is in the heart comes up here on the fontanelle bone area, where there is the heart, seat of the heart center, which is the heart here, organ goes there. But it is at a much later state. That state, that much later time, you can say much later state of your mind. You get into that speed in which you just achieve that state. It is an achievement. It cannot be a false certificate from somebody, or one can say this is written in the book, so this and this. There's no calculation like that. It has to mature in its living way, and you yourself will know that you have got now complete self-realization. First thing you get is thoughtless awareness. With this, you cross the gate of Christ. You can cure people, you can raise the Kundalini. You may also be able to give realization to people. But still, you are capable of falling out. Supposing somebody, a person comes with negative forces and fanaticism, he may encompass you and you may go down. But the second stage is called as the doubtless awareness. If you rise into that, then you have no doubts whatsoever. You never fall down. Maybe your Kundalini comes and goes and supplies, and sometimes you feel the catches, is all right. But after that, you are so sure of yourself and of your achievement, your self-realization, that you never fall off. But the last one is the very important thing, where many Sahaja Yogis also falter, is the integration. For example, if somebody is born a Christian, he is born. He could have been born a Hindu, he could have been born anything. He could have been a Muslim. Mostly I have seen one fanatic, like a Muslim, if he is a fanatic, he is born today as a fanatic Hindu or a fanatic Christian. These are all fanatics. They go from one swing to another swing and they profess. He'll have a Quran in his hand, this fellow will have Bible in his hand, the another will have Gita in his hand. Three of them are fighting. He says, I am correct, he says, I am correct, and he says, I am correct. Now what is the authority? Even of these books, people will ask, what is the authority of Bible? What is the authority of Gita? And what is the authority of Quran? They'll say, what is the authority of Old Testament? If they ask the authority, what is the answer? And you can ask, what is my authority? You must ask this question. In the beginning, people do ask, what is my authority? My authority is that I give you realization. And you ask a question, Mother, are you the authority? You get vibrations. This is my authority. Then you will understand why Bible is right, Quran is right, and Gita is right. Because of the narrow vision we have. Say we are born as a Christian, then we'll stick on to it. If you are Catholics, we'll be Protestants. If you are Protestant, will you become a Seventh-day Adventists, Pentecostalists, this, that, born again, this, that nonsense. We'll go on ending up like that in a Christian genealogy, from one madness to another madness, achieving nothing, believing into some sort of a theoretical thing, like Seventh-day Adventist. I can't understand. These theories and these things are not going to give you living experience, which is beyond rationality, which is beyond mind, which is baptism, the real sense of the word, where you get this breeze in the hand of the Holy Spirit. But we want to play about with these things with our narrow visions. Now see one case of Christ. Christ was definitely, as I told you, was Pranava, Onkara, everything was there, no doubt. But when he was born, there were signs and everything. Despite all that, there was a king who wanted to kill him. See the negativity. No intellectual accepted him, no bureaucrat accepted him, no educated person accepted him. He had to actually beg of those very ordinary, mediocre people like fishermen to come and become his disciple. See the situation. And he was allowed to live only for 4 years by these horrible people. They may be born today as Christians and must be saying, we are Christians and Christ and Christ and Christ. That's why Christ has said, I will not recognize you. They might be the people who might have crucified Christ. And they are again crucifying him by denying the living force of the living God. 4 years. Now what can you do in 4 years? I told you 4 years with all my powers. I was struggling with 6 hippies, giving them realization in London city. He never even thought of giving realization because he thought, first of all, they have no brains even to understand what is realization. Whatever he said it very precise and deep. If anything that is narrow has to be deep, which cannot go into the heads of people who just listen to sermons and lectures and read books and sort of have big theories built up into anything. It will only be possible when you get your realization, when you get your collective consciousness, when you become baptized, then only you will be able to see what he talked about. Before that it's only mental activity, quarreling, fighting and living on artificial things. How long are you going to do like that? Your forefathers did it, their forefathers did it, and their forefathers have done it. Now, is it not time for you to see that the new age has come?
So let's just maintain that meditative mood for a bit. And I'll just play a bit of music for us here. Which what you might like to do is show everyone how to just do a bit of balancing, is in case we can feel what we're feeling in our hands. And if that meditative state was not as strong as we'd like, we can do the clearing of the left and the right, which is something we often do.
Yeah. So if you did feel tingling sensation in your fingertips, it's very easy done. Before we do that, we will go through a little exercise called raising your kundalini, which is we will raise the kundalini 3 times and tie a knot on top of the head. So let's do that. It is the left hand comes in front of your body and you raise it up nice and slow along the central channel. Right hand rotates there, that way, and winds up and bring it up to the top of your head and we tie a knot. Let's do that 2 more times. 3 channels in total. 2 knots the second time. And third time, we tie 3 knots on top of our head. So this is something we do at the beginning and then at the end of the meditation. So we'll do that again. And then again, right hand, starting from your left, over to the top of your right and back. We do that 7 times for the 7 chakras within us. This is just placing a bond of protection around our subtle system now that we've entered into a special area that loves us and protects us enormously, tremendously. So once you've done that, and as you notice, we have a photo of Shri Mataji just here with the candle. So we do use elements for cleansing, and the light allows our thinking process to subside. So it's very useful. So left hand on our lap, palm up, and
Can't see mine.
Yeah, that's good. And just drop your right hand towards the earth. So we are going to use the earth element here to clear our left side. I've closed my eyes, and you're welcome to as well. It just helps to bring the attention inside. But if you're having trouble closing your eyes, you can watch the candle or Shri Mataji's dot. That is very soothing and calming as well. And here we just ask the mothering energy within us to please take away all the darkness, all the heaviness, all the lethargy, all the obstructions from our left side. Mother Kundalini, please release them into the earth through the right hand. We just slowly bring our attention to the top of our head. And just see how you feel on your left hand. If you feel a little bit of heaviness or tingling sensation, that's okay. Let it just clear out. What we're looking for is the tingling to subside, the heat. If we are feeling that on our fingertips or the palm of our hand, for the heat to subside and to start feeling the cool. And it doesn't have to be a very long thing, it happens quite quickly. This is the jet age, as Shri Mataji sometimes calls it, in terms of receiving our realization and the enormous help that we receive in terms of our cleansing. So we can bring our right hand back on our lap, and to clear the right side, we raise our left hand, elbow up, hand facing to the back. And here we ask ask our mothering energy, the Kundalini, to please take away all the excessive heat from my right side into the air through the left hand. So we're using the candle, we've used the earth, and now it's the ether, the air. Mother Kundalini, please take away all my overthinking, over-planning, all my anxiety, all my fears. And also, if you've had a very speedy, busy day at work, let that all be released into the air through the left hand. Mother Kundalini, please slow down my thoughts. Please let me feel the peace within me. Please let me feel the calmness within me. And if you do feel a little bit of heat through your left hand passing out, that's great. Let it just flow out. And remember to keep breathing nice and slow. Attention on top of our head. And that feels quite nice. You can bring your left hand back onto your lap. So this is a little bit of cleansing that we went through. We cleared the left, we cleared the right. And now I believe you have another delight in store for us.
I do. Hopefully it's going to, yes, I will be able to do that. Bear with me for a minute. Nice and big for everyone here. So we can let this talk take us even further into meditation. So let me share that nicely with you all. Right spot. There we go. So this is from where we heard to last week, and we'll just see how far we go with it, but it really does take you even further into meditation. So just keep returning your attention to the top of your head whilst you're listening.
That's one part of the parabole. Now the another part of the parabole starts when you are ascending back to God Almighty. That closeness now gradually starts becoming higher and higher, subtler and subtler, and finer and finer. In that refinement, you find ultimately the light works for the evolutionary process. Gradually, the grosser parts start becoming enlightened. You find the lower animal is not that much enlightened as the higher animal is. Gradually, even the joy starts becoming subtler, and we can call it beautiful. Human joys are much more beautiful than that of animals. So the joys also start changing their manifestation, in the sense you start seeing more and wider range of joy comes into your hand. For example, to a dog, beauty has no meaning. Decency has no meaning. So at a stage when you are a human being, to that extent you develop your Sat, which is awareness. To that extent you also develop your joy, and to that extent you also develop your creative action. Now you see how the creativity of God passes into the hand of man when he turns round. How the joy of God passes into the hand of man, and how his light comes into the heart of man as spirit. It's beautiful. And at that stage, when you have become a human being, people say human beings have a soul. Not that others do not have, but the light starts burning in a human being only. Because of that light, we talk of religion, we talk of God, and we talk of eternal things. But it's a very precarious stage, that is to be human beings. Because at this stage, you have to jump only a little bit that side while you start jumping this side and that side. Because this jumping is not possible unless and until the awareness reaches that stage where you become independent, and in that independence you find your own glory. This is the position. Because your glory cannot be yours unless and until you are independent. As long as you are slaves or under bondage of something that is gross, how can you enjoy that eternal joy that is within you? So it is for you to expose yourself more to that joy by opening out yourself more and more, getting subtler and cleaner, so that you feel that joy. Once you know this point, that after getting self-realization, unless and until these three things start merging together, you cannot feel that you have established yourself. The joy within you must be felt through your awareness, otherwise you cannot feel it. Supposing you had no eyes, how can you see? If you were not aware to see me, how will you feel me? If you are not aware to feel me, how can you see me? If you are not aware to hear me, how can you understand me? And once that awareness comes to you, then only the joy awakens within you. Because only through these subtle feelings of awareness you are going to absorb the joy. As just now you felt him and you said, oh, what a beautiful thing it is. You felt very happy. You are feeling the joy of this creation that is taken. And man is the summit of creation. But only the crowning part is such a little thing. Very little it is. It's a very little distance. It crosses in no time. But only thing is that these three things have to be combined. And that's why I find that even you get realization, you do not feel the silence because you have not become the light. You do not feel the joy because you have not become the Anand. That is the left side of yourself. In everything there is joy. As human being only you start seeing joys in the patterns. You see a tree bark, you open it out, you see the patterns. You call it the veneer, you call it the roughness and the smoothness and the harmony of it. You start seeing in the matter the joy of its creation. But now, after realization, you start feeling the joy of creation. The summit of creation is the human being. And that's why for a Sahaja Yogi, you must realize that if he tries to be, say, friendly or interested or involved in a person who is at a lower level, he can never get joy from that person. Only thing what he can do is to raise that person higher to his own level and make him also feel the same joy as you are getting. Supposing a man who is an artist marries a blind girl, what's the use? She cannot enjoy the art created by this man. In the same way, if you are interested, say, in your family people, in your relations, in your friends, the first thing and the highest and the greatest thing that you can give is to give them self-realization, means the joy of your spirit. Expose them to the joy of their spirit, which is the most precious thing. And this is the reason why people flicker and they fiddle and they feel uneasy. They lose their joy very easily at the small thing that has passed away, finished. It's like the ocean before you. And I am there and I want you all to come into and enjoy. It is all for you. The whole thing was created for your enjoyment. You have to become subtler and subtler. We are wasting a lot of time here on very gross things. You have noticed it.
Just carry on in that feeling. And we put a bit of music in the background for us to meditate. So let's just continue on for a few minutes with silent meditation. So the music's getting a bit distorted, I noticed. So we want to try and feel that joy that Shri Mataji was talking of, expose ourselves to that joyful feeling, which is when the thoughts stop, when the brain stops capturing our attention, and just feeling in your heart. You can be aware of the noise, but we're rising above it, floating above the noise. So on the out breath, we can feel our attention on the top of our head. On the in breath, we feel our heart, and on the out breath, we feel the top of our head. So we'll finish our meditation by raising our Kundalini, placing ourselves in Bandhan, how Gulshan showed us earlier. And then as we have usually each week, feel free to ask any questions or share any feedback. So that was the right hand winding over the left hand, tying a knot. Two knots the second time. 3 knots at the third. And then the bandhan, which is spreading those lovely vibrations over all our chakras. So 7 times over and back. So any questions, feel free to put something in the chat. We're very happy to answer any questions. And hope you were able to feel a little bit of that meditation. I felt quite good.
Yes, it was quite strong.
It
today.
was. So I think everybody out there was meditating so well. You gave us all a nice meditation. So that's the good thing about having the collective meditation, at least once a week, in that we all get whooshed along with each other. So yes, thanks, Sarah. Those talks were good. I hope you all enjoyed them. They really take you to the spot. We've got a question. Yes. Thank you.
Someone else enjoyed a good
Yeah,
meditation.
yeah. That's good. Good to hear.
Those are the ones.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's in the waiting room, but they're a bit late. But if you're on Zoom, on YouTube and you want to ask a question and come on Zoom, that's also possible. So Dan, you've just joined us. I hope you were already on YouTube and you're just joining to ask a question. Feel free to pop a message in the chat if you've just joined us from YouTube, or just share something.
Do you have some music if some of the participants are happy to continue meditating?
Yes, we will put on some music. I'll put a simpler music because the multiple instruments doesn't seem to be behaving so well. So I'll get one for you, which I know might be better.
Oh, sorry, Dan. No problem. It's
Yeah, no
6
problem,
PM.
Dan.
See,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
daylight saving in Sydney, so that I will put on just the flute music because I know that turns out quite well. So in case you have a bit more time, or Dan, if you want to meditate with everyone, we'll put on some flute music with a bit of blue sky to keep our agya nice and clear. So I'll just share that with you all now, and any questions, of course, it's not too late for questions. And let us share this flute music with you. So, good night, everyone. Thank you. Good night, everyone.